Mountains, these age-old guardians, boldly reach for the sky, have whispered secrets to the winds for millennia. But one among them stands apart, a colossus veiled in mystery, an enigma wrapped in legend. Mount Kailash, standing tall in its timeless majesty, is not just a mountain. It is a puzzle wrapped in an enigma, has captured the imagination of adventurers, mystics, and explorers for centuries. Hindus believe it to be the dwelling place of Lord Shiva, one of their supreme gods. Buddhists believe it to be the abode of their tantric meditational deity, Themchog. For Jains, it is the place where the creator of their faith, Rishabdeva, attained nirvana. And the followers of Bon, the ancient indigenous faith of Tibet, see it as a spiritual power center. It is believed that devotees have been circumambulating this holy mountain for centuries. Mount Everest, the tallest peak on the Earth, is scaled approximately 11,000 times by 6,300 people till January 2023. But why Mount Kailash has not been scaled so far? What exactly is this mysterious mountain? Why is it so revered by so many different religions? It's not merely the steep trails or the harsh weather. There's an uncanny force at play, an invisible energy that has repelled climbers throughout history. Who was the supernatural being from Tibetan folklore who defied all odds and ascended the sacred Mount Kailash? Today on Lucid History, we delve into the heart of this timeless enigma, a sacred site revered by Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, and the Bon community. But did you know that its history is intertwined with ancient kingdoms, political shifts, and religious freedom struggles? This is the enigmatic tale of Mount Kailash. In the remote wilderness of Tibet, there exists a mystifying giant among mountains, Mount Kailash. The people from various faiths and regions who visited Mount Kailash tried to explore it over the centuries. The curious trekkers and explorers from various countries took it as a challenge to climb the holy mountain, all resulting in failed attempts and, in most cases, death. They all narrated different experiences and hurdles faced during their attempts to climb Mount Kailash, which were mainly unprecedented circumstances that forced them to make a retreat. Located in the Nagari region of western Tibet, which is the most remote area in Tibet, it is considered to be the world's most sacred holy shrine of pilgrimage for Hindus, Jains, Buddhist people. In Hinduism, Mount Kailash is believed to be the home of Lord Shiva. As mentioned in the Vedas and ancient scriptures, many Hindus make a pilgrimage to Mount Kailash each year, believing that it will bring them closer to Shiva and help them attain salvation. Buddhists and Jains believe that making a pilgrimage to the mountain can help them achieve nirvana, or liberation from the cycle of rebirth. There are two lakes located at the base of Mount Kailash, which are known as the Manasarovar Lake and the Rakshas Tal. These lakes are separated by a thin isthmus, but are completely opposite when it comes to the nature of the two lakes. While Lake Manasarovar is a freshwater lake, the Rakshas Tal is a saltwater lake. Pilgrims who visit Kailash Mountain take a dip in Lake Manasarovar. It is believed that bathing in the water of Manasarovar will drive off greed, desires, and past sins. Drinking the water will keep one healthy and cure diseases. Every summer, flocks of swans and fish will gather on the Manasarovar Lake, bringing grace and life to the area. While Lake Manasarovar supports a great variety of life, at just 3 kilometers away from Manasarovar lies the Ghost Lake, the Rakshas Tal, which supports no life. Legend has it that Ravana, the demon king from the epic Ramayana, took bath in that lake. So whoever baths in the water of Rakshas Tal, they will get disfigured. The two lakes represent the good and negative energies. Over the centuries, people have made numerous attempts to unravel the myths and secrets surrounding Mount Kailash, yet their endeavors have been fruitless. Each expedition faced inexplicable circumstances, forcing them to abandon their climb. There is, however, one exception to this tale. According to Tibetan folklore from the 11th century, a Buddhist monk named Milarepa reached the summit of Mount Kailash. Milarepa was no ordinary man. He endured a difficult childhood and a troubled youth marked by revenge and dark deeds. He was only 7 when his father died. Milarepa's aunt and uncle took all of the family's wealth. At his mother's request, Milarepa left home to study black magic. While his aunt and uncle were having a party to celebrate the impending marriage of their son, he took his revenge by summoning a giant scorpion to demolish their house, killing 35 people. Although the aunt and uncle were supposed to have survived, Milarepa later lamented his evil ways, and knowing that revenge was wrong, Milarepa set out to find a lama. After a transformative journey of self-discovery, Milarepa became an enlightened being under the guidance of his master, Marpa. Advised by Marpa to meditate in the region of Kailash, Milarepa and his disciples arrived at the holy mountain with the intention of circumambulating it. They were met by the renowned Bonpo priest Naro Bon Chung, who challenged their presence on the sacred site, claiming it belonged exclusively to the Bonpos. A series of magical contests ensued between Milarepa and Naro Bon Chung, ultimately culminating in a race to the summit of Kailash. Using their sorcery skills, both masters displayed astonishing feats of magic. In the end, Milarepa emerged victorious by riding on the sun's rays, outmaneuvering Narobonchung, who had used a magic drum to ascend. Milarepa, upon his return, warned others not to disturb the divine presence resting atop the peak. Despite the stories of Milarepa's remarkable abilities, some people doubt their authenticity. Biographies describe him with magical powers, suggesting a possible exaggeration similar to a superhero tale. This creates uncertainty about whether Milarepa truly climbed Mount Kailash. The truth is still as mysterious as the mountain itself. As per Tibetan sacred texts, it is said, "No mortal shall be allowed to walk atop Mount Kailash, where among the clouds is the home of the gods. He who dares to start to the top of the mount to see the faces of the gods will be put to death." But the sacredness of Mount Kailash faced severe challenges during the mid-20th century. In 1950, Communist China invaded Tibet. China abolished the Tibetan government and imposed societal changes. The situation worsened during China's Cultural Revolution of 1966 to 1976, when religious practice was forbidden and Chinese forces set about destroying Buddhist and Bon monasteries, including 6 at Mount Kailash. In the mid-1970s, China began to soften its stance, and by the 80s, Tibetans had regained some religious freedom. And in 1984, the area around Kailash officially opened to Western visitors. In the 1980s, when the legendary mountaineer Reinhold Messner was given the opportunity to climb the mountain Kailash, he respectfully declined as not to hurt sentiments and belief of people associated with the sacred mountain.
Technically, it's not more difficult, especially in high altitude. It's only a psychological question. It's a question of mind. I knew I can do them because I have the ability.
Colonel Wilson, one of many mountaineers who tried to climb Mount Kailash, explained, "Just when I discovered an easy walk to the summit, heavy snow began to fall, making the ascent impossible." In 2001, a team of Spanish mountaineers requested permission from China to climb the mountain. Following tremendous international protest, the team withdrew its permit request, and when India raised the issue with the Chinese government, Beijing asserted that it would not permit climbing activities at Kailash. It is forbidden to climb Mount Kailash. In order to maintain the sanctity of the place and not disturb the divine energies which reside on the mountain, climbing Mount Kailash is highly discouraged. Chinese control of Tibet continues to affect Mount Kailash and religious practice there. Although the Chinese constitution allows for freedom of religious belief, the government tightly controls religious practice and is quick to suppress religious activities. Additionally, the Kailash area and Tibet as a whole have been closed periodically in the name of security. As of now, the Chinese military is reportedly constructing a new missile base near the holy Manasarovar Lake near the Kailash mountain. Perhaps Mount Kailash's real power lies in its mysterious aura and the respect people have for its sacredness. It remains unconquered, embodying nature's wonder and humanity's reverence for the divine. What do you think about the enduring mysteries surrounding this sacred mountain? Do you believe in the supernatural feats of Milarepa? Did he really reach the summit? Or is it just a legend? Share your insights and reflections in the comments below. Thank you for being part of this exploration with Lucid History. where we uncover the hidden stories that shape our world.